All right, good evening, everyone. We're back with another market update video. This time I'll start with the indices as usual, but I'll try to go a bit slow because a lot of you are asking, telling me go a bit slower the video. So I'll try to go a bit slow. But since we have a lot to cover, uh, it'll be tougher to go slow. So kindly rewatch it if you have any if you miss out on anything or you're not understanding anything, then you can rewatch it and you can ask me in the comments as well. I'll be available in the comments to solve the doubts. Mostly I'll be available till tonight, not in the morning of course, because I have to trade as well. So until the till tonight I'll be available in the comments, so you can ask your doubts there as well. I will be answering your doubts. I'll be taking the most common one first, but of course I'll take the rest as well. So let's start with Nifty Bank, or Bank Nifty as called. So if you see a very interesting observation, if you see there is a solid demand zone right here at the breakout level. Right, so this is the low of the demand zone, and this entire candle will actually act as a demand zone because this is a range on the lower chart. So remember that any demand zone which you're marking on this time frame will be a range on the lower chart. So this area is a nice volatility contraction. If I show you on the lower charts, see there is definitely some kind of volatility contraction here. If you see, this is it, this is the contraction right here. This entire block will act as your demand zone, entire block or base, whatever you want to call it. So this will act as your demand zone, and I'll just mark it entirely here. So now price is developing very interestingly around this area. If you see, it's also above the high of this bigger base. You can call it the high of this bigger base, or at this at the just below the high as well, because this is what led to the breakout. uh, Honestly, this is also what led to the breakout. If you see, this is the breakout demand zone. Actually, there's a demand zone here and it has been tested. So let us keep this as a reference for the Nifty Bank sector. So if I take this as a reference, you see this is where you want to take longs. So this is the down move. You see, this is the base on the lower charts. If I go to the lower charts, second, yeah, a second. If you see, this is the base on the lower charts which led to the breakout, right? This did not really lead to the breakout, so this is more important for us. And if I was watching it earlier, I wouldn't take any longs here. I will take a long if it dipped into here, right here, and then is forming a nice uptrend. Now the bias in Nifty Bank is bullish, but the thing is that there is no bearishness in this range at all, so you don't have any specific supply which for the break of which you can wait. So actually Nifty Bank is bullish straight from the current market price itself. You can use this demand zone to take longs. In the live trading as well, we discussed this entire day, right? Our bias was bullish, and you see how it played out. It gave a shakeout late, but then it started moving up immediately again. So if I just remove it, you see this was already discussed. It gave a shakeout, but again started moving up the same day from this area right here. So again, you can use this area. Now if you see, forming some kind of an equal low structure here, so it can definitely dip down, and you have to take longs from these areas in Nifty banks. Alright, so Nifty Bank will be a sector which is in my watch. If I check out some banks, let's see what banks got here. SDFC is very strong. You have to keep an eye. We'll discuss these in the finance sectors, but let's check out some banks. ICICI Bank. Now you see the difference between this and Nifty Bank. So it is bearish. This is bearish. It has broken out of this range. This is the supply which led to the breakdown, and look at this rejection again and again from this supply, right? So see, this is the proof of bearishness in ICICI Bank. Doesn't mean that it cannot break the supply, but it's weaker than Nifty Bank, right? It's weaker than Nifty Bank. The zone which led to the previous breakout is this one, this entire area, because the upper one is reacting from this area. So I'll just take this one. You see, if it dips down to this area, only then you try to take a long into this supply. Or if you don't want to take a long trade in this bank, then you can avoid it, because Nifty Bank is bullish, so I won't really try to short any bank as such, right? Another bank is SDFC Bank. Now you see, this is also kind of bearish. If you see, this is also breaking down, and this is a breakdown supply and kind of staying here. If we compare this to the chart of Bank Nifty, it's stronger. So definitely some bank is stronger. You see, Axis Bank is not bearish at all. Why? Why is it not bearish? Because this is the last area from where the up move happened, right? This is the last area of the up move. Actually, a breakout demand is this one. You see, this is a breakout demand. This is extremely strong. Anyhow, if the price comes down, this is a must take long in Axis Bank. But if it doesn't come down here, even here you can try for longs. If you go on the lower time frames, why can you try for longs here? Because this is above the high of this area, so it will act as a uh, tool. It will act as an area for support and resistance flip. And if you see, it is undergoing some kind of accumulation in this range. How do I know it's accumulation? See, every time price goes below VWAP, look at the price trying to shoot back up. Every time it's trying to go below, look, it just stays here and then shoots back up again. See, so until this area is taken out, this low is taken out, it's bullish. So if it dips down and if it consolidates here, you can take a long on the upside. Another major bank is SBIN, State Bank of India. If you see, State Bank is stronger. Now see, we cracked the code. This is not strong with respect to this area, but with the recent price action, this is strong. Why? Because Nifty Bank is somewhere here and State Bank is here. So this is the bank which you want to take, in which you want to take longs. You see, if we draw the last base, which is somewhere here, it has tested this demand which led to the breakout. It has tested it here and now it's moving up again, and now it's sustaining above this demand which led to the breakout of the previous range. So I'd only try to take bases. I do not try to take singular highs or lows. You see, this base, this breakout happened and then it's consolidating right here at the demand zone. So definitely you want to keep State Bank for a long trade tomorrow, and the area which you want to watch, these areas, this entire area right here, is where you want to initiate a long trade in State Bank. Avoid taking these longs because it's at a supply. So either it just breaks out in the morning itself, or either it comes down to this demand where you can look for long trades. So State Bank will be on my focus, and ICICI Bank will also be on my focus. Another very strong bank is Kotak Bank. It's very evident from the price action. So if you see, SBIN and Kotak Bank are kind of responsible for the move in Bank Nifty. So this is the demand zone in Kotak Bank which led to the breakout of the previous range, and that is where you want to take longs in Kotak Bank. These are the 5 major banks. Not checking other banks, you can check them out for yourselves, right? I've just explained 4 or 5 major banks. Let's check in this, and also it's very range bound, so I won't really mess with this right now. Bank Nifty, I'll only look for long trades, no short trades in Bank Nifty. And Nifty Auto, let's take Nifty Auto. So Nifty Auto, if you see, this is the base which led the breakout was here, and this was the long trade right here. Immediate move up, now it's consolidating. So if you want to take a long trade, you can take a long at this demand zone only. Above that, I'll avoid it. So if it starts moving here, I'll avoid this completely. So if I'm avoiding strength, then it means that it's not ready for a move up, right? So only take if it dips into this demand zone. So for the time being, we won't take any stocks in Nifty Auto. We'll see some better sectors. Nifty Energy, much better. If you see, this is the last base in Nifty Energy right here, which is the demand zone which led to the breakout. This is the demand zone which led to the breakout. See, there's a down move here, and that is a base. This is the area which I'm talking about. You see, this is the breakout which I'm talking about as well. This is the little range, 2-day range breakout. So anyhow, if it comes down here, slowly dodges down here at it comes down here, you can wait for a build up and then you can take a long trade in Nifty. We check a few Nifty Energy stocks. So Nifty Energy, we have Torrent Power. It's bearish now. You see, this was the breakdown, right? This was the breakdown. So then this is the supply which was active, and see the rejection from the avoid it as well. Tata Power is not really bearish, but again, you have a lot of space to go down here, right? Either they start moving up from here itself, they form this as the fresh demand zone. If that happens, we'll have a look at them tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow in the view. So BPCL, wait for this base to be taken out. The base, see how I mark bases is I look at the major imbalance, which is not a very small imbalance, a much a bigger range, and then I wait to see which area is being traded properly. So this is the area which is being traded properly. So if it breaks out, then there is proof that there is a very strong demand build up here, and that is what we will be looking for when we are taking the range trade. So if it breaks out, first the view is let it break out. Don't take immediately. Let it break out. Let it come back down, and then you take the long trade here. This is much stronger in the energy space. And IOC is much stronger. You can take a long in it from the get-go actually. So this is the thing which you want to watch. If it doesn't open gap up tomorrow, this is the supply on the 5 minute as well. I'll mark it properly. Just so this is the supply on the 5 minute. Well, I think this entire area is a supply. If it takes this out tomorrow in the morning itself and comes down, start looking for longs here. Even you can trade it day after tomorrow as well. This is much stronger. This will be on my watch out of all the energy stocks. He'll avoid it. There is no explanation is needed as to why you should avoid it. Again, how do I draw the balance? I just take the imbalance. That imbalance. These are the swings which I use. This is the highest high, the one which makes a high closer to the previous high. So it broke down, and this was the breakdown supply. Nice shorts here. Now it's going inner deeper. So let it break out first. Don't just jump in. Hin Petro as well, not a really bearish structure. Actually, it's trying to go on the upside. This is a demand which you want to look for. But the point is that the action below this demand is very thin. There is no base as such. So what I'll wait for is I'll wait for it to resolve this base on the upside. This is the bigger range which it is forming. Maybe this as well. And this is the range where most of the trading has happened. So let it break out from here, and then we look for longs in the stock here. Power grid, avoid it, no point taking this. Now Reliance is very strong, but it's building a base, so I'll avoid it as well. I'll wait for some breakout in the on the inside range, which is this one. If it breaks out, this demand is tradable because this area hasn't been traded properly. So ignore Reliance as well. ONGC is a strong stock, but again at a supply, no a lot of space below, so ignore it as well. NTPC, no point taking a long trade in this structure. Only IOC is setting up for a long trade as per my rules. So maybe the energy sector retraces tomorrow. Let's see. Nifty Finance, again, very tight consolidation. I won't really try taking a trade here until it bounces down to this demand zone. So you can ignore it for the time being as well. Nifty FMCG, it's the same thing. Yeah, so this is Nifty FMCG. It's the same thing. No point taking thin structures like these. Wait for something like this to develop. All right, this is developing, but again I'll wait for the breakout and retest. I won't really jump in straight away. I want to see how the retest is. Nifty IT on the other hand is much better. You see, this is the base right here in Nifty IT. Broke out. This area is a breakout demand area. See the turning around, but the point is there's formed a supply here as well, right? So even though the bias is bullish, the supply can lead to a down move, so be aware of the supply as well. But definitely you can look. So the plan of action should be to wait for a bigger candle here tomorrow, and then a lower retracement to track it day after tomorrow. Sorry, so that will be the plan in Nifty IT, so you can watch out for that plan again. Nifty Media, yeah, this is an interesting sector which we have been tracking from these lows. If you remember, we have been talking about the bottom from these lows, and then look at the move which this sector is giving, right? A lot of stocks are breaking out. You see Nifty Media, a lot of stocks are moving on the higher side. You see this breaking out of a multi-month range right here, and it's ready to move up, test out the supplies at these levels, which is 7. Not a recommendation at these levels because I've been telling you to buy these at these lows. So don't buy it here, right? Let's check out Nifty Media. So now it is testing the supply zone, right? This is testing the supply zone right here. So might pull back. So let's see where the pullback can go. If it pulls back, you know what our reference area is. Our reference area is this entire base right here. So Nifty Media, the bias is bullish till this base is taken out. So if it dips down into this area, there's a demand zone here as well. So if it dips down, then you can take it on the upside tomorrow. Yeah. So let it dip down and then we'll check it out as well. Nifty Metal is ready for an up move in my opinion. So Nifty Metal, if you see, what we discussed was that this is a supply zone and this is a demand zone as well, and since the broader term structure is bullish, we'll be aiming for an up move and not the breach of this demand zone, right? That is exactly what happened. Gap down, started moving up. Now let's look for longs on the hourly. You see on the hourly what is going on, it's absorbing this supply which led to the breakdown. So if you see, this is the supply which led to the breakdown. The move which will come out of it is expected to be big. I'm not saying that it has to be big. It is expected to be big. The previous base, and this is a supply which led to the breakdown. First test, second test, and multiple tests have been done. If it breaks out, retraces back, try to take longs. You can also chase some momentum in the sector, but be aware of this supply. So we'll check out some metal stocks. Vedanta, avoid this. Take a lot of time to trade this area right here. Avoid this one. National Aluminium is nice. If you see, it is testing the previous demand zone which led to the up move, right? Look at the move from that level, right? So tomorrow again, if it comes down this demand zone, you can look for a move up, anticipating a bottom creation right here. Hindalco is much better than National Aluminium because the bottom is already in place from this demand zone right here, which is also the breakout demand zone or zone of these highs right here. So it's consolidating right here. So let's see if it comes down to this base, which it should. It's not a lot of space. This base right here, you aim for long trades. Don't try to short this because if it has to go down, it won't really form any sort of a build up. It will just fall, right? So you won't get an entry in that case. So if it comes down to this demand zone, take a long trade. It's also the VWAP, the closing VWAP, which is a very, very strong demand here. So Hindalco will also be on my watch. Now Tata Steel as well, it's gearing up for an up move. Tata Steel, you see there's a lot of space here, but there is no specific sign of bullishness. It has taken out this, it hasn't been able to take out this high successfully, which Hindalco has done long back, which is this one. So Hindalco is much bullish than Tata Steel, so I will trade Hindalco. Now, this is an interesting structure right here. If you see, this is the demand zone, right? And this is the demand zone which led to the breakout. So this is the breakout right here, the demand zone. So if it dips down again, you can take a long on the upside. Ignore if it just shoots up. Ignore those conditions. Still, see, you want to avoid it. Why? You see, hasn't really resolved this gap down. MDC as well hasn't really resolved. So there is no money flowing in. Hindalco, if you see, solid money is flowing in Hindalco. This also money is flowing in. JSW Steel also. Okay, JSW no money is flowing in. But if you see something like Vedanta, this was that gap down, and look at how the stock is moving up. Same with National Aluminium. Look at how it has moved up, right? So all these are bullish examples. So you can trade them in the metal sector tomorrow. Right, metal is done. Nifty Pharma, again, as we discussed, you see what is happening is this supply is posing a lot of resistance. Why? Again, because this is the base in Nifty Pharma, and this is the breakdown supply right here, right? So this is posing a lot of resistance, but now it has come to this strong area of demand as well, and it's actually forming a bottom. So as soon as this supply goes, you can take longs in this. That depends if it breaks out or not. It just gaps down. So this is the long which you can take to target these highs again in case it breaks out. Nifty PSU Bank, avoid it. Bank Nifty is stronger, and we discussed State Bank as well, so that is much stronger. So if I check out other PSUs, this is strong. Yeah, this one you can focus on. This is one bank which you can focus on the upside. Another one is Canara Bank as well. This is weak. This one is weaker, so you can ignore it. So State Bank and Bank of Baroda is your strong bank. Now Nifty Realty, if you see, it has reached the demand zone which led to the breakout. You see, this is the demand area which led to the breakout. Come down to it, right? So, but the point is now it's unable to move up. Gave a long trade day before yesterday. I mean on Wednesday. So in the morning we'd have tried for a long trade. We actually took it in the live session. Remember, we took the Soba trade. Soba Limited is one. This one we took it, right? Now it's just sitting there, so you can avoid it for the time being until it takes out this. After which it's very bullish again. It can tap into this again, right? Let's have a view on Nifty as well. So for Nifty, I'll take the Nifty CFD. It's traded till I think 2 p.m. at the night. So this one, yeah. So Nifty again very range bound, but now this is worrisome. This is a demand zone for my reference. So until this is broken out, I won't be bearish in Nifty. So you can try to take longs from these areas because the momentum looks solid on the downside. You can just dip out and then go up. You expect a breakdown very easily because a lot of stocks are setting up for up moves. They're at a previous demand zone, so don't expect a breakdown very easily. Still look for longs in Nifty from this area of demand. Nifty is weaker, Bank Nifty is stronger. So look for Bank Nifty if you want to trade the indices. Don't look for Nifty. Alright. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys liking the content. If you're liking it, kindly make sure that you like, share, and comment as well so that I can improve on it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Good night, everyone. Have a profitable day.